We had a nice move in the market today. Let's take a look at PLTY and MSTY. Both of them had a nice little pop. Hello my friends, this is Legend. So the market had a nice little uptick today, and I just kind of want to look at PLTY, and I wanted to take a look at MSTY for today and talk about those. So let's just go ahead and go over to the charts. All right, so here we are on the Webull charts, and we're looking at PLTY first here, and they did go X today, as you can see. Right here's the distribution, and they will pay out tomorrow, Friday, and it will pay out $4.65 per share. So from yesterday's price to today's price, it did drop that $4.65. But I tell you what, man, did it not stay there long. It did not at all. Let's just take a look at the 5-minute chart, and I just kind of wanted to show where I was trying to get in at. But before I do that, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and smash the like. It'd be much appreciated. All right, so here we are on the 5-minute chart. The previous chart was the day chart. This is the 5-minute chart for today. And as you can see, it was opening around that $59.17 is about right where it opened up at. And I saw the market, and it was about right here at this candle, right? And it opened at this candle at about $59.10. I saw that, and then as you can see, the low was $58.90. So when I saw it, it was probably right around that $59.10. So I went ahead and I put a $59 limit order in to buy a share of PLTY. Well, like I said, it had popped down to the $58.90, and right after that, it popped right back up to that around that $59.10. So when I put the $59 limit in, I thought, well, it'll just pop down, grab me, and go, right? Well, it did not come down and get me and then go. It just went. It went without me. That was a very sad moment, and I did end up trying to chase it a little bit, but then I just stopped because I did not want to end up chasing it and end up buying it above my cost. I think eventually I had moved it up to about $59, and I want to say 65 cents was my highest that I actually had it at. And it did end up closing as it did not get filled. But had I put that in just seconds before, it would have filled at that $59 price, and I would have been able to get my share at that $59. But like I said, within a second or two is about all it was there, and I just missed it, and it took off without me. So I was not able to get my share of PLTY, so I will have to sit back and wait for another pullback a little bit, and then I'll look to get in at that time. So I was a little sad about that, but I know, and hopefully some of you guys did get in, because it did run all the way up to $61.29 close today. That's a over $2.50 move. 4% move just today. So awesome. Very nice move, especially after paying out $4, right? To pay out that distribution and then move up like this, I have to say that was very surprising. I was kind of hoping at that, when it was at that $59.10, it was going to pop down, pick me up at 59 even, and then take off was my hope. But like I said, it did take off. I just wasn't on the bus. So hopefully some of you guys did and were able to jump in. Now, I was also going to look to see about selling a put on PLTY today. But for puts, to get the best premium, you always want to kind of do those on a red day. It will provide you a bit more premium for that. So the fact that it was a green day today, I did not sell a put for PLTY. So I just kind of basically missed out all around. So let me know in the comments if you jumped in. At least I can be happy for you, because it was a very sad moment for me. So let's just slide right over to MSTY and check it out. All right, so here we are on MSTY, and I'm on the day chart for this one. It's day interval, and as you can see, yesterday we did close at $22.63. Today we opened at $22.60, but we ended up moving up to $22.89. So nice little move today. We are staying above that $22.65 resistance line. I'm hoping that now can become a support line, but right now it is still crossing through that line. So we are not yet clear from that line to use it as a support. Since we are still crossing through it, it is currently still a resistance line. We shall see tomorrow if we can use it and then move on up. If we can open the day above that $22.65 and then use it like a trampoline and take off, that would be nice for a Friday. Let's check out the 5-minute chart on MSTY. This is the 5-minute chart, and as you can see, not a whole lot really happening today with MSTY. I mean, it did move up, but overall it was pretty somewhat just up and down, staying within this range right here, right? I mean, we did end up jumping up there at the end of the day, but nothing too dramatic, which is kind of surprising considering Bitcoin. But let's see what it did pre-market for today. And as you can see in pre-market, there was a lot of movement pre-market. It was around that $22.69, and it fell to $22.20 and then popped back up. So that, of course, is pre-market and overnight market, and there's usually not much volume there, so it doesn't take much for things to jump around a lot during those times. But for the day itself, it did move up, but nothing too dramatic. Now I've pulled up PLTR now, which is PLTR, and that's the underlying for PLTY. And as you can see, that first part of that market, there's that huge jump up, and then it just kind of kept on rising, right? What a move here. What a move. I sure hope some of you guys got in on this one. Like I said, I'm just sad that I missed it. Now, you will see that on PLTR, it did move for today 6.9%. Okay, it moved 6.9% for today. And if we look at PLTY, you can see it moved 4.37%. Okay, so the move on PLTY is not as much as PLTR stock itself, which does make sense because with PLTY or any of the YMAX ETFs, it is capped on the upside. So if the stock itself, like here on PLTR, where we had that huge shoot up and it just kept on rising, if it goes up too fast in a day or so, it's really hard and it does not work for us and it does not work in our favor for the YMAX plays. It's much better if it moves up 1% or something like that, the underlying, so that PLTY can keep up. But when you have a 7% move on a stock, the YMAX will trail behind. That's just the catch when you're selling calls. You are capped on the upside. So I was very excited, and I know some of you were saying that you're going to jump in at the first of the day, and I was in that same boat. I just put my limit in because, I can't watch the market. So I put my limit in to buy at a certain point in hopes that it would trigger and I don't have to worry about it. But it just never did get there. Or let me rephrase that. It never got back down to that. It was there for a second and it never did get back, and it just took off on PLTY. So I shed a small tear for that one, but it is what it is. There's always another chance. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. It really does help the channel out, and it helps this to get out to others, and it is your way of helping me to grow my channel. So as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, legend out.